except they can't wait for the opportunity to fill your seat.
Clerk will call the roll.
Glenn Whitley, County Judge.
Here.
Roy C. Brooks, Commissioner Precinct 1.
Present.
Andy Wynn, Commissioner Precinct 2.
Here.
Gary Fickus, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Here.
J.D. Johnson, Commissioner Precinct 4.
Here.
Constitutes a quorum.
Mr. Manius.
Thank you, Your Honor, members of the court. As we get into the administrative section under item 1, I'd like to take a moment first to talk about the process that we have gone through that has brought us to this particular point in time. As the Commissioners Court knows, at its April 5th, 2011 meeting, the court directed our office to seek applications for the position of Tarrant County Tax Assessor Collector. We published the solicitation, which included a deadline of April 26th for those submissions. This action was in accordance to the direction of the Commissioners Court and was moving along a timeline that had been established by the court. At that time, our office had received a number of applications for Tax Assessor Collector. We reviewed those applications to determine if the applicants met the statutory requirements for the position. Then we have made those applications available to the court members and have answered those questions that the court members have asked concerning the applicants. Our court members, you all, have conducted your due diligence, an extensive due diligence, and that process has now been completed. Staff believes that an extensive review of the applicants have been conducted by the court and by staff. And now staff is requesting that the Commissioners Court take formal action to appoint the Tarrant County Tax Assessor Collector.
I make a motion to appoint Ronald Jack Wright as the County Tax Assessor Collector of the County of Tarrant to hold office and perform the duties of the office until his successor shall be duly qualified.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
Oh, you're second?
I'm going to second too.
We're going to all second.
Second. Second. We all second.
Second. Any discussion? Please vote. Motion passes unanimously. Mr. Wright, congratulations. As I understand it now, talk to us about the process that we go with from this point forward.
Absolutely. And I know that the District Attorney's Office will correct me if I am incorrect on this. But now that the appointment has been made, there's a requirement that the Tax Assessor Collector appointee submit application for 2 bonds, and both in the amount of $100,000. One bond is made payable to the Tarrant County Commissioners Court. The second bond will be payable to the Office of the Governor. And once we have received that application, we will submit that to an insurance agency for the issuance of the bond. We're working with the District Attorney's Office to ensure that the bond is proper. And once the insurance company has issued those 2 bonds, it will then come back to the Commissioners Court for final approval. Once the court has approved the bonds, then the one that is designated to the governor will be sent overnight to the comptroller, who is to receive the bond for the governor. We will ask the comptroller the next day upon receiving the bond, if in fact they have actually received the bond. It has to be an original bond. And once we are at that point, then the only thing that needs to be done yet is that the oath of office has to be administered, and which I understand it will be done by the county judge. And then the tax assessor collector, after he becomes duly qualified, will then have the responsibility of swearing in those deputies within the tax assessor's office. So I believe that if our timeline is that we're going to submit the application for the bonds Monday morning, and hopefully by our court meeting a week from Tuesday, we should have those bonds back. And once this Commissioner's Court accepts the bonds, we will forward overnight to the comptroller the governor's bond. And then it'll be, and what we're working with the appointee is that we were hoping that we might do a swearing in at the close of business, and then the new tax assessor collector can swear in his deputies, so that we'll be at a point where that we will never have any downtime in the tax office.
So in effect, what you're saying is, I guess there's a requirement that once we swear in, then all the deputies have to be sworn by that individual before we can continue business.
That's correct.
And so what we would be looking toward doing, we'd have two choices. We could either swear him in early in the morning before the office is opened, and then have everybody down here to swear in, which then makes everybody having to mess with getting back out into the traffic and hope they get back to wherever they're
I don't
going.
everyone have to be down here for the swearing in.
No, not everyone has to be down.
Okay, who has to be down here?
Just you.
Just you.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the swearing in of Ron. I'm talking about where he has to swear in all his deputies.
Yes.
No, y'all don't have to be here at all.
No, but the deputies have to be here for
Yeah, the deputies have to be here.
And after we swear him in, then until he swears them in, they can't do business.
No, they can be sworn in by others. They don't have to be sworn in specifically by him. In the past, I think they've all come down and been sworn in by the tax assessor collector, but they can be sworn in.
So
by
maybe-
How it's been done, Betsy?
Yes, we've opened an hour late. Every time I was sworn in again, my staff came down at 8, and it gave them an hour to get to, only takes 20, 30 minutes to get them sworn in, because we'll have a bunch of notaries, and then we send them back out to their subs. And that way, there's no time, no dispute about whether they're actually sworn in or not, but we just posted a notice days before. It said, we won't open at 8, we'll open at 9 on this date.
Okay. And the other alternative, I guess the problem with doing it after 5 would be that you've got, some of those folks are overtime. Hadn't
And a
thought
lot
about
of them have
that.
children in school to pick up, and
Okay.
commitments to their daycare.
So really, the better time might be to do it at 8 in the morning and do it along that type of line?
Well,
Now-
it's worked for us the last couple of times.
Okay, so let me talk through, a couple of other things. I guess I could swear him in no. Here's the problem. If we do this on the 24th,
We
the
cannot.
court we can't swear him in until the court approves and accepts the bonds. So,
It's probably not going to happen on the 24th.
It'll probably be the 25th or the 26th, simply because after you approve after the
Okay.
court approves, we have to send it down, and they have to actually have in hand the original signature bond.
well, so that's easy then. We can accept him on the 24th, and then as soon as that gets down there, I'll swear him in, maybe the 25th, and down here at 8, and then he can immediately turn around and swear everybody else in.
We will work these times out, so it'll be a very smooth effort.
I just don't want the offices to be closed any.
Is there an insurance company lined up to do this?
Yes, sir, there is.
And how long is that going to take, the insurance company?
They will have, I don't know the answer to that, but we're hoping that it'll take less than a week to get the bonds put together.
Have we asked them?
We are working with them and asked them to expedite it. Yes, sir, we have. And we are working with them.
I just don't want to make this real complicated. Let's get it done.
I think we're all in the
I mean,
same place.
there's a procedure, and it'll move forward.
Okay.
It'll happen.
Your Honor.
People do not have to come back from vacation to do this. It's just they don't do anything until they're deputized.
That's correct.
Okay.
Roy has the-
I want to congratulate Ron Wright, and I want to thank Betsy Price for her extraordinary service as tax assessor collector, and wish you well in all of your future endeavors.
It's been a wonderful experience, and Ron will do a great job.
Well, we are going to,
He has great support from the court.
we're going to miss you, and we do wish you luck, and I know tomorrow will be a great day, and we're all pulling for you. And so-
I'm a little concerned about one thing, Betsy, and that's how are you going to come down and give me a hug and kiss every Tuesday morning and still be down there for those council meetings?
Well, they're going to have to start court after I kiss you. What can I say? I mean, we've
Well, and the
got
other
a
thing is
10-year
that-
Tuesday morning routine.
Have you talked with anybody about getting a different license plate other than Taxcal and trading that in for mayor?
One of my employees sent me a message, said, you're going to now be Maygal. So it worked. So I guess we'll trade it in and order Maygal.
Well, there you go. There you go.
We'll have to give Ron tax guy.
Tax guy. Yeah, that'll work. That'll
We'll
work.
trade it out. It's been great. You guys have been tremendous to work with. I've loved every minute of it. All the staff and the auditors, the DA, everybody here, all of your staff. It's just been a wonderful experience for me. And I know we're leaving it great hands.
Anything else at this time?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Ron Wright, would you like to address the court?
Not without a bond.
Not without a bond. Then I'll be very brief. Judge, Commissioners, thank you very much. This is a tremendous honor. I love this county, its home. I love its history, its people. And I really look forward to serving the people of Tarrant County in this capacity. And I will do everything in my power to do that. I wasn't aware that I was going to have to kiss Commissioner Johnson every Tuesday. Whatever the job requires.
I can recall that vote.
I do want to say one thing. I've tried to think of the right metaphor for my predecessor. Not wanting to offend the lady, I can't say she left me big shoes to fill, because that would imply she has big feet. Or that she cast a giant shadow, but what I will say is she has been a tremendous tax assessor collector for this county. She has raised that office to a new level of efficiency, which is a level I expect to maintain and follow her example. But thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
I look forward. Thank you.
Since it feels like that Mr. Phillips is already in the energy efficiency mode and that the air has gone off, without further ado or without anybody else having any comments, we will be adjourned.